Hey guys, my name's Colin Wood and welcome to the WABC World Adaptive Boxing Council, a world first for adaptive to be taken seriously in the word boxing. I'm here with Danny Higgins, who is going to be showcasing on August the 30th at Market Harbour. And Danny, it's a real pleasure because we've just done some training, especially to go through the fight. But yeah, you've been on the journey for a long time, and what's it like being on the journey from where you were to where you are now to what's being done with the WABC adaptive boxing?
Like you say, it has been a whirlwind of a journey. Started 9 years ago. Um, not lost a single fight, so I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead. It's going to be great to fight for the belt as well, but I'm definitely enjoying the challenge and being able to showcase what the art of wheelchair boxing is all about.
What's the big changes that you've seen over the years? I mean, since the first day when you had that international fight here in the UK, especially when we had Italy and certain other countries from Brazil that came over. What are you seeing in the big difference in what's happening for adaptive boxing?
Seen a lot more interest. There's a lot more health and safety aspects of the sport, which obviously is needed. But yeah, to be honest, I'm just enjoying everything about the journey. There's not been one moment that I've not enjoyed.
Is there
excited for the challenge.
is there any issues of concern that you feel for adaptive? I mean, obviously with the
Obviously,
boxing,
it needs a clear structure and one that is safe for all aspects of disability surrounding the sport, whether it be a minimal disability or a severe disability. Everyone needs to be looked at independently and directly, ideally by someone who is adaptive and understands the adaptiveness of that person, that the needs that person will need. But yeah, no, it's looking good.
personally, I mean, I've known you for years, if that makes sense, and I've seen you grow from a young lad to who you are now. And it's always been a pleasure because I've seen the determination and the passion that you put into all your sports, especially with basketball. I mean, to move around that basketball court the way that you do, and also now to produce yourself in wheelchair rugby. I mean, you've seen a lot of politics in the sport itself, but I mean, with your disability, I mean, for a lot of people that don't understand, Danny was born disabled, and the unfortunate thing is that he's had to adapt and overcome that disability, and to see him go from strength to strength and also go against the politics in the disabled sports world, because a lot of people, if I've listened to you perfectly on this conversation, is that you've never been chosen because you've never fitted into the category or the classification.
I mean, there's been issues and obviously others. Ultimately, it comes down to the better player got selected. That's ultimately what it came down to in my mentality at the time. But it makes you grow as a person. It makes you grow as an individual in sport and outside of sport. And I think that those decisions to not get selected for those specific sports that made me who I am today and gave me the determination and motivation that I've got today.
Who's influenced you in the most? I mean, especially to come from being a disabled person, born disabled, especially going to school and, either having those bullies, as we like to call them,
I'll be completely honest. There wasn't necessarily anybody I really looked up to as a child because I didn't associate myself with those people. The people I saw on screen were all able-bodied people, so I didn't associate myself with. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't.
So mentally, how did you influence
It wasn't until years later when I started getting idols. I mean, I'm very fortunate that I came from a family where they didn't let me be lazy, didn't let me say I can't do this, can't do that. There was no such thing as can't in my house. So whenever someone tells me I can't do something, my attitude is watch me. I will adapt a way to make me do it.
What's your ambitions with, I mean, especially with the new sport? Obviously, you've done some great things at accolades of your sport and career, as I think a lot of people should.
I mean, I achieved my goal in terms of wheelchair basketball. The dream there was to play abroad. I achieved that one. Rugby was a fairly new sport. It was mainly just to try out the sport. wouldn't have even imagined to achieve what we have achieved within that sport as well. But the boxing, I didn't even expect to be as successful. If you remember rightly, my first fight against Sean Bramley, I was meant to be just the guy he fought. When I was just a step on his ladder, and things changed. So the sport's developed a lot since then. We've been waiting a very long time. I've been waiting a very long time for this. I mean, I've always dreamed of being Danny champion of the world, and August 30th, that's what I intend to do. So Tony, I apologise, mate, but I love and respect you as a guy, but just coming home with me.